Hello, world. Welcome to episode 72 of the Jimmy Canz Show. Prediction time. Biggest party of the summer. It is SummerSlam. So, first and foremost, joined by my buddy Rodney, as always, for the prediction show. Rodney, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm hanging in. In.
We got a pretty big one this week.
Yeah. It's a big year for SummerSlam. I mean, there was some rumor and innuendo and speculation, if you will, of whether or not it would even go through with this Delta variant making everything spike and what have you.
Well, that's what we're here for, to kind of help guide everybody through it, man. So
yeah, like I said, there was talk of them potentially, Vegas shutting things down and then having to go back into the Thunderdome, but I mean, we are 2 days away at the time of recording and everything is still a green light. So I think it would have to, be like almost, almost like a national mandate at this point to stop it with only 2 days. So
yeah, I think we can pretty much count on this one going through.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, taking place Las Vegas, Nevada, brand new Allegiant Stadium, home of the Raiders. Should be an interesting show. Lots of matches to discuss. So why don't we get into it here? We'll kick it off with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Former champions, father and son duo, Rey and Dominik Mysterio, taking on Jimmy and Jey Uso, Bloodline. Who you got in this one, Rod, and why?
I think that this is the time when we're gonna see the Mysterios get the belts.
Okay, you think they're gonna get them back?
Yeah, I think they're gonna get them back. I think that maybe this is the time where we kind of try to see what we can do with the Usos, either storyline wise, going more back focus on Roman, or if maybe some it's time for the DUI punishment.
Yeah, maybe. I'm saying the Usos retain here, and I think actually, it might be in it. I think Dominik is going to quote unquote turn on his dad.
Okay.
I think they've been setting it up subtly over the last few weeks. If you noticed how critical Rey has been and nitpicky on Dominik, and I think Dominik's going to just be fed up. I don't know whether it's being done deliberately. You know what I mean? It seems deliberate. Like every time Dominik says something, and he's like, "Oh, you got to stay humble, son. You know what I mean?" Like Dominik's getting like a cocky and an attitude, and like I think he's going to be like, I'm a grown man now. Stop coddling. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be one of those type of things.
Yeah, he got to be his own man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they've kind of been teasing it, so I think that's what's going to happen, and for that reason, I think the Usos retain.
All right.
All right. Next up, grudge match: Alexa Bliss taking on Eva Marie, who will have Doudrop in her corner. Alexa will obviously have Lily with her. This has got to be Alexa. There's no way they're going to put Eva Marie over.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. With Eva Marie and Doudrop, I don't see them beating what Alexa has going on right now. So I'm going with Alexa.
Yeah, I think it'll be somewhat of a struggle, from the simple aspect of I think Doudrop will get involved a little bit to kind of ease the possibility of Alexa losing, but ultimately, if they have Alexa lose to Eva Marie, then they're doing to Alexa what they did to Bray.
which isn't impossible, but I'm not counting on it right now.
It's not impossible, but
I'm not counting on it.
Yeah. So next up, the SmackDown Women's Championship champion, the EST, Bianca Belair, defending against the Boss, Sasha Banks. This SummerSlam matchup is a rematch of their WrestleMania bout. Who are you taking, Rod?
I got Bianca again.
You got Bianca again.
Yeah, I think Bianca. I think they, it's kind of predictable if they go 50-50 here. So I'm having faith in the WWE.
I mean, from the simple aspect of the fact that I think she's due back pretty imminently, I'm going to go with Sasha in this one to set up a Becky Lynch confrontation.
Yeah, I mean, they're established names. They're bigger names established.
Yeah, well, it's the simple fact of Becky's coming back a babyface, and I don't think it makes sense to have Becky come back and clash with Bianca. If Becky's coming back, it makes more sense for her to come back and clash with Sasha, because I think she's going to come back to SmackDown from the simple fact that that's where Seth is right now, and they're married, and WWE doesn't like to split up couples anymore. They've stopped doing that.
Yeah, Hogan ruined it for everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Putting couples on separate brands, they realized how hard that was on people, so they kind of stopped doing that. If you notice, they did it for a little bit there when they were in the Thunderdome era because they weren't traveling, but now that they're back to traveling, if you notice, they moved Naomi over to SmackDown because that's where her husband is.
Yes.
As soon as they started traveling again, all of a sudden she switched brands. So.
Then look, she may have wanted to break away from Jay because he gets a little tipsy.
Jimmy, you mean?
Oh, there I go. That's what happens, guys. That's exactly what happens.
So, all right, next up, we will discuss the grudge match. Former friends, now bitter enemies. Drew McIntyre taking on Jinder Mahal. Don't hinder Jinder. It's got to be Drew.
Yeah, it feels that matchup. I know they had some history. They used to be partners, and they both used to be, our former world champions. But just based on the trajectory and acceptance of them as world champions, it felt like just a matchup that was. It came out of like if you were doing some sort of a simulation of like who would be a good matchup. And it just and like all of it just matched up like Drew and
someone hitting a random button on 2K during the player select.
But with an algorithm. It has an algorithm. It has like a rhyme to it, but it's like not really you don't feel the passion in it. You know what I mean?
No.
So, I got Drew.
If Jinder hadn't had the injury and was coming off of his former, championship run, you know what I mean? And then that might make a little more sense, but like they just seem like at different, different temperature levels.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, right? Right. You can feel the difference.
Mm-hmm. But
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we will discuss the WWE Championship matchup. Hall of Famer Goldberg taking on the almighty WWE Champion Bobby Lashley, who will have MVP in his corner. Who you got, Rod?
All right. So I have Goldberg winning this match.
Okay, wait. I'll take Lashley.
Okay.
So you got Goldberg.
Okay. So with that being said, there's a caveat. I think Goldberg wins, and with it being SummerSlam, the huge pop will be Big E cashing in and beating Goldberg.
Big E cash in, huh?
That's
Goldberg.
That's what I got. That's the SummerSlam moment this year, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Lashley retains. Like I said, and then I think ultimately we could get a Big E cash in and everything post SummerSlam. I don't think it will be at SummerSlam.
Okay, Monday night after SummerSlam.
Could be Monday or it could be the following Friday. Big E cashes in on Roman. Who knows? Because Big E's kind of gone on record in his on the New Day podcast and stuff like that, basically kind of saying that, in it right now he feels like to really show and establish himself, a cash-in would have to be on Roman.
Well, I mean, Roman is the best wrestler in the world. Roman Reigns.
Right. And that's why he's saying, like, hey, so if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go after the biggest, so he's kind of been hinting that he wants to cash in on Roman, not Bobby, but who knows what the office wants.
and if that would be awesome if you cashed in on Roman. It'd also be amazing if we could have some sort of a Clash of the Champions, though, where he beats Lashley, who beat Goldberg, and then he fights Roman at a Clash of the Champions for a non-title match. That would be awesome.
Well, unfortunately, like, I always thought Clash of the Champions would be great for them to do the champion versus champion, situations, but they want to do those Survivor Series now for some reason. You know what I mean? Those are when we get our champion versus champions, and then you get your, Team Raw and Team SmackDown elimination matches. But I would love to see the champion versus champion at
Clash of the Champions.
Hey, novel concept there. I mean, the name of the pay-per-view is Clash of Champions, so have your champions clash. And then I would love to see them turn Survivor Series back into Survivor.
I was just about to say, how about if we had Survivor Series be more like Survivor Series matches? All Survivor Series matches.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's a great way to further storylines and start new storylines without giving us the same matchups again.
I think it's also revealing of how poorly we do storylines today. The fact that you can't just have a card full of Survivor Series matches that make sense. You know what I mean? Where everybody understands why everybody's matched up against each other. We haven't done a good job of telling stories.
Well, on top of that, it's like, in the day and age that we're in, you got Raw and SmackDown every week that give us marquee matchups. We're not in the days of Wrestling Challenge and Superstars and All American Wrestling, where you got, your enhancement matches for 90% of the show and one marquee matchup each week. We're getting those marquee matchups all the time, so it's a little oversaturation. There, combined with the fact that you've got a pay-per-view every month. So we see the matchups again a lot of times, and then, so if you turn around and take some of these themed pay-per-views and do something different with them, it's a different way to further a feud. It's a different way to start a feud. You can have that confrontation happen in the Survivor. You know what I mean? It's two individuals that end up in the ring together that weren't feuding, and all of a sudden it sparks the feud. You know what I mean?
Even if it comes down, like you said, it can come down to sparking the feud as far as them being the two soul survivors trying to get that win. They didn't have to have a feud going in, but they're forever tied together now with that historic moment at the end of a Survivor Series match.
Absolutely.
I agree.
All right. Next up, the triple threat. Triple threat for the Raw Women's Championship. Nikki A.S.H, Raw Women's Champion, challenging against two former champions in the Nightmare Rhea Ripley and the Queen Charlotte Flair.
You want me to roll with it?
Yeah.
So for me, I think this is where Rhea gets her title back. I think she did everything she needed to do to help establish Nikki in case we lose Charlotte or whatever happens to Charlotte, or to just have another, but I think this is where Rhea gets the title back.
Yeah. I'm going Charlotte. As long as Vince is still in charge.
That's his vision. That's his vision.
Yeah. It's Vince's vision, and Charlotte's who he sees. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, rinse and repeat, but it is what it is.
Yeah. He wants her to break Rick's record.
Yeah. Next up, the United States Championship matchup. Sheamus defending against the Archer of Infamy, Damien Priest. I'm going Damien Priest. I'm thinking new champion. I mean, Sheamus has been doing okay, but it's just like right now, for whatever reason, you know, as good as he is and as much heat as he can garner, stuff like that, like right now, Sheamus is as milk toast as his skin. I mean, he's just blah right now. I don't get it. You know, I mean, he can be so much more than what he is. It's just he's not doing it for me right now.
He has to take that Durban off.
Yeah.
He has to take that little hat off and go back to, you know.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that made no sense. I mean, they kind of at least have him sporting some of it now coming out. Like before, he'd be backstage with the taped up hands and the coat, and then like he's ready for a bar fight or something like that. And then, it was time for his match. Then all of a sudden he's in ring gear and his hands.
Yeah.
And then he goes backstage. It's like they're at least kind of trying to tie the two looks together a little bit more now.
Yeah, he can bring some of it to the ring, like you said. And I'm sorry, but like a Celtic warrior is way more menacing than like a guy to go out for bar fights.
Yeah, I agree.
I get the change, but come on.
Yeah. So who you got?
So I'm going Damian Priest as well. I think you got it right on the head. I think his trajectory it makes sense for him to take this title right now. He's a really good worker. This is a worker's title. I just think Damian Priest.
Yeah. I mean, right now, other than, the Nikki on Raw, you got heel champion and Lashley, heel tag champs and AJ and Omos, and a heel world champion. It's like it's heels across the board. So they like to try and mix things up a little bit, especially now that they're touring. I think they're going to want at least one baby face, on the male side of the roster. Because like I said, you got Nikki, but like I said, I think that's going to go over to Charlotte. You think it's going to go to Rhea. So we'll see.
Okay.
Because I think we're going to get some shakeup too. If you believe the rumors post SummerSlam, they're going to do some type of superstar shakeup or draft. So that could impact some stuff too.
All right.
Next up, big old grudge match. Rated R superstar, the Hall of Famer Edge, taking on the Architect Seth Rollins.
All right. So for my money,
who you got?
I feel like Edge needs this.
Yeah.
I think for him coming back, he's had some good matches, but I think he needs to win right now.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I mean, he really hasn't had that big marquee singles win since that first match back against Orton
with Randy, the greatest wrestling match ever.
No. His first match with Orton in that big Falls Count Anywhere, last man at Mania last year when it was in the PC.
Yes.
He lost that match in the greatest match ever. He lost that one to Orton in the greatest match ever, and he ripped his bicep or whatever in that match and was out all the way until Rumble. He wins the Rumble, again, not a singles match. Then his championship match just turned into a triple threat and he loses. And then he gets a singles match, at Money in the Bank, and he loses that.
Yeah, he needs it.
I said, he hasn't had that big marquee singles win really since his return.
So that's why I'm giving him the edge in this match.
Yeah, and that's why I'm agreeing with you. You know what I mean? He hasn't had that big marquee singles win.
No, but I'm giving him
a traditional, just straight up match.
I'm giving him the edge in this match again. In case anybody missed it.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
In case anybody missed it.
All right. And then we have the Raw Tag Team Championship on the line. AJ Styles and Omos defending against Orton and Riddle. RK Bro.
Yes, sir.
I am going to say new tag team champions in RK Bro. Will it be a long title reign? Probably not. But I think, there's comedy gold there for a while. And again, they're touring again. Give the fans what they want to see. I mean,
Yep.
you've been hearing the fans going crazy every Monday with the RK Bro chants. So
yeah, I think it's a huge payoff moment. I think it's been trending that way. They've earned it. I think that they're hot right now. And there's other stuff you can do with Omos and AJ. AJ can go on a singles run with Omos as an enforcer. Like there's a lot you can do. You have Omos get into it with the other Colonel Adnan or whoever that other tall guy is, General Akbar or whoever that guy.
Oh, Commander Aziz.
So
yeah, we'll see.
I mean,
it could be. Yeah, I agree. And then last, but most certainly not least, for the Universal Championship, John Cena returns, looking for that record-breaking 17th championship, taking on the Tribal Chief himself, Roman Reigns, who will have Paul Heyman in his corner.
I think the pop for this is going to be insane. First off, I think it's going to be one of the loudest pops we've heard in a long time.
All right, so Roman, Cena. Who you got, Rod?
All right. I think the head of the table stays there. Because not only is he the best wrestler in the world, he has one of my favorite intro music right now.
Yeah, the new music's tight. I'm gonna agree. I think, would I be totally shocked if they greenlit Cena for a little, a short run and let him break that record, especially with Flair asking for his release and getting it? Yes, Vince has a lot of respect for Flair, but Vince also might be a little PO'd. So what better way to, now we'll break Flair's record? It seems a very Vince thing to do.
You definitely wouldn't see it coming. Like most people wouldn't see that coming. You know what I mean? So,
but like I said, I'd be totally shocked if it happens. No, but I do think that Roman's needs to be the guy right now. I mean, they could put it right back on him, relatively quickly. Let Cena break it, keep it for a month, drop it next month. Who knows? But
we'll I like them not breaking it right now. I like them not breaking it.
I agree with you, but it's Vince.
It's Vince. It is Vince all day.
Yeah. So those are our SummerSlam picks. Circle right back and check out our predictions for TakeOver 36, which will be the following evening. And as always, wherever you are, we hope you're doing well. Take care of one another, and we will see you when we see you.
When we see you.